You're a 30, 40, or even 50 plus year old wondering if you can still get stronger. Your recovery probably isn't very great anymore and you're not seeing good results in the gym. You're feeling beat up and tired all the time. I'm here to tell you that you can still get very strong, and in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix your approach so that you no longer think you have bad recovery. If you don't have time to watch this entire video and apply the concepts, click the top link in the description to hire me as your personal strength coach, or the second link if you just want some good strength training programs to go and follow. So literally all the time, every single day, I see comments underneath my videos from guys saying like, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, my recovery is not very good anymore, I can't get stronger, I think I've got low testosterone, and I'm just not recovering. I feel beat up and tired all the time, and the weight on the bar is not going up. And it literally kills me to read these comments because I coach a bunch of older guys and they are so shocked when I change their training, we address the nutrition, and then they realize like, oh shit, there's nothing wrong with my testosterone, or it's tanked because my training's way too hard, and I'm actually capable of recovering and getting way stronger. I'm willing to bet it's nothing to do with your age, it's actually to do with your training. You train way too hard. You probably follow these cookie cutter programs like 531, Texas Method, or you just write your own training. You have too much of an ego in the gym, so you train way too hard, way too heavy. You always think you need to be lifting heavy to get stronger. Your nutrition probably needs a bunch of work. I'm willing to bet that the quality of your food isn't great. You're not getting in enough fruits and vegetables. You don't supplement your diet. You don't have clear cuts and bulks. If we addressed all of this, all of a sudden you can recover good and actually get stronger. Let me tell you a really quick story of a guy who came to me. I have a client, Mark, who is 67 years old. He came to me about a year ago and he told me he was facing a lot of these problems that you're experiencing now. We had a call and he told me like, I'm really fatigued, I'm beat up all the time, my knees hurt, my back, my hips, not really getting stronger, like I lift heavy and I train close to failure, but the weight doesn't really go up. We spoke about his diet as well, and it was very similar to yours where the food quality wasn't great. He didn't have clear macro targets and stuff like that. He told me he was way past his prime. He said, I'm definitely not getting back to my previous levels of strength when I was like in my 20s and 30s. Guess what? 1 year later, Mark can now squat 145 kilos, soon to be more, bench press 130 kilos, almost 3 plates, and he can deadlift 185 kilos, and he is in great shape. He no longer complains about recovery or fatigue. We can balance the training really easily. He gets stronger all the time and he's hitting PRs on a regular basis, okay? Now, if you want me to do the same for you, again, top link in the description. But in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what we changed about his training so that you can go and apply it and automatically improve the results of your own training. So, thing number one, we scaled the intensity down. This was the biggest thing. He was doing way too many hard sets, close to failure. He thought that he had to lift heavy all the time and try and put weight on the bar every single week to get stronger. That is not how it works, okay? We need to bring the dose of training down because in order to get stronger long term, we need to apply a stress, which is lifting weights. We then recover, adaptations take place, we can then add weight to the bar. It doesn't happen in the reverse. You don't get stronger by adding weight to the bar. You're able to add weight to the bar because you did the good training that produced the adaptations, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you, and I've got a video that goes a bit in depth on that concept. So what we did was we stopped him training to failure on the main lifts. We now periodize his training into blocks where he starts the block light, ends the block heavy, but importantly, when he ends the block, he doesn't empty the tank and max out. We're not going close to failure. We might end a block at like RPE 7 to 8 with like 2 or 3 reps in the tank. Then the next block, we might push up to like an RPE 8 or 8.5. Then the third block, we might go like RPE 9 and above. Then we repeat this cycle again. And this really limits how much of the year he's exposed to these really high effort, really heavy sets. You don't need to be doing them all the time. And because of that, he's no longer beat up and he can hit PRs on a regular basis. And he can actually string together a bunch of productive training without needing time off or excessive deloads. Thing number two that we did is that we made his volume work much lighter and we actually made it static for a bulk of the training block. We actually don't put weight on the bar for his volume work most of the time. So basically he uses a top set back off approach where he does a top set of 1 to 3 reps at 80% and above on his main lifts, the squat, the bench, the deadlift. The volume is done much easier at around 60 to 65% for sets of 4 to 6 reps. And these back off sets actually stay the same weight for most of the training block. I might only increase them once every like month, 2 months, even 3 months in the past. So for example, he might do the heavy top set, which he adds weight to every single week. The back down sets might stay at the same weight. So for his squat, he might do a top single at like 130, 140 kilos. His back down work might be like between 80, 90, maybe 100 kilos. And it stays at that weight for every week of the training block. We don't add weight to it because it's delivering the appropriate dose of stress. If he's able to keep getting stronger on the top set, why on earth would we put more weight on the back off set? It's enough stimulus. We don't need the extra fatigue of lifting more weight just to satisfy our ego that we were able to lift heavy. That's a stupid approach to training. We want the minimal effective dose. If we're getting stronger on 90 kilos, I'm going to keep it at 90 kilos, okay? Thing number 3 that we did is we condensed the training down and concentrated it on the things he really cared about. Before, he was trying to do a bunch of different exercises, squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, loads of accessories, cardio, all this different stuff. I asked him what he really cared about. We condensed it down, organized it in a way that fit his schedule and met his recovery needs. And then all of a sudden he started making great progress and recovering far better because we cut all that fluff and pump type stuff out that wasn't getting him any better. Like, he was doing a bunch of bodybuilding that was like all really hard, really high rep, bunch of different sets, hitting the muscles from all these different angles. And it was just a bunch of like junk volume basically that was producing a ton of fatigue but not really making him much better. Now we focus the strength training days on the squat, the bench, the deadlift, the lifts he actually cares about. We do a bunch of conditioning for his health, for his body composition goals and stuff like that. And now we can actually recover, adapt, and get stronger. Thing number 4 that we did, the final thing, was we locked in his nutrition. We had a discussion about his goals. We set him up on a very clear bulk. He's now cutting and getting leaner. We ensured that I can see his food log, and we would ensure that he was eating enough whole foods. We put a big emphasis on fruits and vegetables because a lot of you, the reason your hormonal health isn't in the best place, and maybe you've got low testosterone and stuff like that, is because your diet is terrible. There's no fruits and vegetables, no whole foods. You might be carrying way too much body fat. Your waist circumference is probably in excess of like 37 inches. You don't hydrate properly. You don't supplement your diet. You're missing micronutrients and stuff like that. So you have to get this stuff in check, okay? It's just as important as the training. And I went very in depth with him on this. His diet is now in a much better place. Health is in a better place. And he can train more productively because of that, okay? Mark is now stronger than ever. He hits PRs on a regular basis. He never comes to me with aches and pains, or very rarely. If he does, we address them very quickly by adjusting the programming. And you can do the same. And if you take one thing from this video, I want it to be to stop attaching so much of your identity to your age. You are not old as a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old or even arguably as a 50-plus-year-old. You've got so much progress left in the tank, and it kills me to read the comments of guys saying like, I'm 40 years old. I basically just checked out of training because I don't have much left in me. I can't get much stronger. The reason you feel that way is because these training approaches you're following are shit. Like, they're way too hard. They're making you feel like you can't recover and you've got terrible genetics and stuff like that and recovery because they're way too hard. It's just an inappropriate dose of training. Once you get on a better approach to training, you'll be shocked at actually like you can make great progress. You can still recover. You're not old as a 40-year-old. So please, like, if you take one thing from this video, you have loads of progress left in the tank. Just please get on a better approach, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want a free training program to go and run, I have a video right here. You can literally just take that program, go run it for yourself. If you feel like your recovery is not great because you're a slightly older guy, then scale it down a little bit, that program. Take a few sets off, bring the intensity down a little bit lower, okay? Adjust it to your individual needs. If you want me to do that for you and to literally write your program, top link in the description, or the second one if you just want some good paid training programs to go and follow. If you have any questions, comments, and stuff like that, post them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.